today we're making Hariyali chicken, Bombay crushed potatoes and masala peas. So today we're going to make chicken that's been roasted in lots of green, really nice robust flavours. So we've got coriander, mint, green chilli, bit of lime juice, all things good for you, all things fresh, zingy and perfect for this sort of weather. So first things first, we're going to get on what takes longest to cook, which will be our potatoes. And we're using new potatoes because they're a bit more nicer this time of year. So I've got a kilo there, so that will feed about 4 people. 500 grams is perfect for 2. Skin on, no faffing around, just as they are, just in your pan. And I'm going to top them up with some hot water and a bit of sea salt, and that's it. That's all you do to them at this stage, because what we want to do is soften them. So we're just going to let those boil. And a nice pinch of sea salt. The next thing that takes the longest is our chicken, not to cook, but to penetrate flavour. So what I want to do is create the marinade first and get the chicken marinating whilst we move on to the next step. Now with chicken, it's best if you do leave it out for about an hour just to bring it up to room temperature. If you were to cook chicken straight from the fridge, it just goes really tense and tough, and you want your chicken to kind of be a bit more relaxed and a bit more warm. That way when you put it on your barbecue or you put it in your oven tray, you put it on your grill, it's a little bit more softer. So best thing to do, get it out, keep it covered so no flies or anything can go in it, and just leave it out to slightly, I don't want to use the word warm, but just to come up to room temperature. Now to make my marinade, I'm going to use a jug, so just a measuring jug there, and in there I'm going to go in with a small handful of mint leaves, no stems, so just got some mint leaves there going in. And then I've got some coriander, fresh coriander, which I've kept on the stems. That's going in as well. And then some fresh spinach, not a lot, just a small handful. The spinach is purely for colour. You get more of your herby flavour from your coriander and your mint. And then I'm going to go with some chilies. Now green chilies can be quite hot, so do taste them before you puree them down. I love spice and heat, so I've got bird's eye chilies here, green ones, they're quite powerful. I'm going in with 4, so 4 big ones, and then 3 cloves of garlic, so that have already been peeled, they're going in, and then the juice of 1 lime. Now with lime guys, when you do use a lime, just roll it, so what you're doing there is just relaxing it and getting the juice out a little bit more. I'm going to season that with some salt and pepper. Again, with dishes like this guys, it's best to taste as you go. Right, so what I'm going to do now is blitz that down. So just to help it along, I'm going to give it a good glug of oil. That's about 5 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Just veg oil is fine for this. And then we're going to go in and create our marinade. Yogurt is great for meats because it tenderizes the meat. Just about 2 tablespoons, just to loosen everything up, and that's just a natural yogurt. And we'll carry on going and puree that down. Okay, perfect. Right, we got there. So marinade's done, we'll pop that aside. Now next step is to cut up your chicken pieces. So I've got a kilo there. And I'm just going to dice it up into chunks about that size, so perfect for a kebab or a skewer. And we'll give this beautiful marinade a taste test. The colours are so beautiful. I love that. To be honest, I don't think it needs anything. It was so good. Really happy with that. So time to get your gloves on. When you do this at home, remember you're working with citrus, you're working with chilies, and if you use your bare hands, it's sometimes a little bit like it can sting and aggravate your skin. So do be careful when you're working with chilies. I always keep a stash of gloves on the side. And then just going to get in there and get that marinated. Beautiful. Show you what that looks like. Nice and coated all the way through. We've got a lovely minty green colour going on. And some skewers. So just standard barbecue skewers. You can use wooden ones. If you use the wooden ones, make sure you do soak them because they have a tendency to burn. So I'm just going to thread them on and we'll get them into my hot oven which I preheated earlier. Right, so managed to get 3 skewers out of that, which is perfect. So I'm going to pop them in my oven now. I'm going to pop them right at the bottom of the oven and just let them roast gently. And I think that will take me about 15 minutes. Right, next we are going to do the base of the Bombay potatoes. So get yourself a pan or a wok, and again we're going to go with some oil, some vegetable oil. And then this is what I call a tadka. So getting my oil nice hot, and it's getting there. So I'm going to go in with a teaspoon of black mustard seeds, so give them a shake, and then we're going to go in with a teaspoon of cumin seeds, and I'm just going to let that just warm through and sizzle. I want those seeds to sizzle. Seeds are sizzling along nicely there. It's foaming and it's starting to sizzle. I can hear that. When we get to that stage where they're sizzling, just go in with your fresh ingredients. So I've got some sliced chili and garlic that I've just done, and immediately you can hear that. Beautiful. And as well as fresh garlic, I just want a hint of garlic puree or grated garlic because it spreads a little bit more. It just distributes a little bit better as well. So I'm going to go with a teaspoon of garlic, a teaspoon of ginger puree, and a teaspoon of turmeric powder, which will just add a lovely colour. A little bit more, and give that all a stir. Honestly, like, it's so pungent, it's so aromatic, it smells amazing. Right, so just coming back to this, my ginger and garlic starting to stick a little bit. So once it's kind of pulling away from the oil, I'm going to go in with some roughly chopped tomato. So that's 1 tomato there, 1 large tomato, roughly chopped it, and just stir that in. And that is our base, that's our tadka. That goes in, and into there we're just going to season again, some lovely sea salt, just a sprinkle. You know, again, completely up to you how much salt you like. You know, always give things a bit of a taste test, go with your instincts, always add a bit more if you think it needs it. Right, so those tomatoes, I do not want them to turn to mush. I want them to keep that lovely texture that's roughly chopped. So that just needs a few minutes then. So the oil is kind of separating away from the ginger, the garlic, the tomatoes. We've got a little bit of separation going on. So I'm going to go in with my potatoes now, which have softened. Drain them, so no water, just boiled potatoes, and I'm literally just going to stab them. Just going to go at it and break them down. Skins, everything. This is what we call like Bombay crushed potatoes, and you're crushing them in the sauce. It's so easy to crush them separately, but where's the fun in that? If you crush them in the pan, you're going to get all that flavour. So just go at it. Great way to, you know, if you've got a bit of frustration going on, let it all out. So that's it, done. I'm going to pop them aside and then just do the peas. Right, so next is our masala peas. So like we did a tadka with the potatoes, we're just going to do a very simple tadka again for the peas. I'm not going to use the mustard seeds because they're a bit smoky, and my potatoes have got that element of smokiness. with the peas, because peas are sweet, I don't want to lose that sweetness. So I don't mind cumin. Cumin and pea goes really well. Cumin seeds have got a wonderful earthiness to it. So with the peas, you want to contribute and complement the flavour as opposed to overwhelm it. So just cumin seeds, and same as before, we're going to go in with about a teaspoon and let them just relax in the oil. When you put spices in oil and you warm them through, they just release their own natural aromas and just let them sizzle and dance away. So we're just going to let them do their thing. Whilst that is sizzling, I'm going to roughly chop some mint leaves, because what goes better than peas other than mint? Right, so whilst those seeds are sizzling away, I'm just going to go check on my chicken. At this point, I think they've had about, as a rough guesstimate, about 10 minutes. The oven was 180 degrees to preheat. So I'll preheat it for about 10 minutes. So before we started, I had it going for about 10 minutes. And then when I put the chicken in, I cranked it up to about 220. So you want a really hot heat, because as soon as that chicken goes in, you want to get that whack of heat, because that will seal it. And with this sort of chicken, you know, it's not slow cooked. We're not releasing any juices into a sauce. We're just charring it all over. Right, so now that I've turned them over, they can go back in for another 10 minutes. Right, so go in. Now my seeds have sizzled nicely. So same as again, folks, we're going to go with a bit of ginger and garlic, not a lot, because like I said, I don't want to overwhelm my peas. So I buy ginger and garlic in jars, which is just puree. It's easier than grating and making my own. So half a teaspoon of garlic, half a teaspoon of ginger. Stir that in, and stand that. And then I'm going to go in with 500 grams of peas, just frozen peas, and give them a quick stir fry. Frozen peas work so good for this sort of dish. Right, so while that's warming through, I'm just going to add a little bit of flavour, so a little bit of turmeric, like literally the most tiniest pinch, just for a bit of colour, and some crushed dried chilli flakes, again, a bit of heat. And then season with some sea salt and some cracked black pepper. And that's it. Apart from the mint, that's my peas done. That's all that goes into it. You know, we're complementing the flavours here. We're not reinventing the wheel. We're not doing a pea curry. We're just stir frying peas in simple Indian flavours. And I'm just going to let that warm through until the peas are no longer frozen. Because in that hot oil, my garlic had cooked, my ginger had cooked. That's all it takes. Peas are so, so good. And what I do like as well is, at the minute, red chilli, fresh. So I just diced one up very, very finely earlier. I didn't even put this on the ingredient list. I just had it in the fridge, and it's a great way of using up ingredients. I don't want to throw anything away right now. Ingredients are so precious. So dishes like this are great to use up what you've got lying around. So with your peas, you know, if you've got some herbs and you're not too sure what to do with it, if it goes with peas, bang them in as well. Great way to use ingredients that are going out of date or want to, for things that end up getting thrown away. Make use of them in dishes like this. Anything goes. Lovely. Right. Whilst that's finishing off, I'm just going to get my serving platter, because I'm going to serve this on a platter today. Components, 30 minutes, and I've cut chicken, I've marinated chicken, I've skewered it, I've roasted it, I've done some potatoes and I've done peas in 30 minutes.